having me on your podcast. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you for being on it. Now I've got your note taker, which I'm going to kick out, but there's a fixed Dalius
She's
Gutierrez. Is that
my yeah. You don't have to let her in. I'll just let her know on the. She's my assistant, so I'm just gonna let her know.
okay?
You don't have to join. She said you will. Whatever. I'm on. I'm on.
Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Now that we've got that figured out, welcome. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Oh,
Wednesday. Thank you so much for having me here.
yeah. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm feeling very blessed. How are you today?
I'm doing really great too. Thanks for asking.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Um, okay, so I have some things to go over now that we've got the regional stuff figured out. Let's see.
How long do you want to go for? What's the length of time?
Yep, hold on. I'm going to go through that. Um, I have your title would be how to generate 100K with LinkedIn and AI. Love that. I've got your questions. Couple things I have is you sent me a headshot, but the top of your head is kind of cut off,
Okay, I can send
which
you
makes it
another
a
one.
little harder for us to do, images in Canva and stuff.
So I
Unless
have,
we,
yeah, I have a link, joeapfelbaum.com/interview Joe. I have tons of photos and videos of me or whatever stuff. So I just put a
okay,
link in the chat for you.
okay. Let me just add that to my, get rid of that one. And then the free gift is a 3-hour training, which is, looks like it's on the page, one of your sales
Yep,
pages.
evergreen.com/AI circle.
Okay. And so we typically put our guests' gifts into our gift vault.
Okay.
So is that okay for us to put it in our gift
Yeah,
vault?
you can put it in your gift vault. Absolutely.
The goal is for you to have ongoing people checking you out. Um, all right. I think I have everything I need. So the whole show is really aimed to be under 30 minutes. I'm going to be starting by just introducing or welcoming you, welcoming the audience, and I'm going to ask you a little bit about yourself. Like basically, we like to have the first 10 minutes, your story. How did you get in this space? Like what brought you here? Why are you the expert? What is your big why? So about 10 minutes of that. And then we'll dive into content. And then we usually like to have the content 10 to 15 minutes max. So the whole show is, about 25 minutes or less.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. If we mess up, we're just going to keep rolling. You'll be in a blooper episode one of these times. And if you have links, um, I honestly don't have, I've got your free gift, but I don't have any of like your social media links or anything like that, your website or anything. At least we,
Everything that you need, I'll is all on that page that I sent you. My website, my social media, my like every single thing that you just scroll down, you'll see under the headshots, you'll see website, social links, bio, recent
okay.
podcasts, all that stuff is there.
Okay, I'll go and grab the things that we need there. So anything we mentioned, just say, hey, the links are in the show notes. You know that. You've been, I'm sure,
Okay.
on many of podcasts.
Yep.
I think the most important thing is we're going to have fun.
Yes, that's the key. The key is
That's the
having
key.
fun.
The key is having fun. So pronouncing your last name, it's Applebaum?
Yeah, 3 syllables. Apfelbaum.
Apfelbaum. Oh, Apfelbaum. Okay, Apfelbaum.
Baum. Baum.
Apfelbaum.
Yeah.
Okay. I always thought it was like Applebaum, like
Like
from
a
hearing
like a
Virginia
bomb that
talking.
but it's Apfelbaum. That's how
Baum.
people pronounce it. Baum.
Apfelbaum. Okay. All right. So, anything else that you have questions about?
No, I'm good. I mean, is the audience primarily women, or is it like, who's listening to the podcast?
Entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably a majority women, but it's, we work with anybody and everybody. So, and we have all
Awesome.
kinds of guests from all different topics related to business focuses.
Awesome. So business owners.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. 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 Okay.
Let's do it.
Ready
I'm
to go?
ready to go. I'm ready to
Ready to
hit
go?
record.
Oh shoot. Let me start over because I want to. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Mastery Unleashed podcast. I am Christy Rufino, and I want to welcome you. We're going to have a great time today. I get to introduce a new friend to you. But if you are here for the first time, I just want to say, of course, welcome. And if you are a longtime guest, I just want to thank you because it's our loyal listeners that help us continue to grow and be able to bring in amazing people like our guest today, Joe Apfelbaum. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you so much for having me on the program. Really excited to be here and really excited to be chatting with you.
Yeah, me too. So we met recently in January, so a few months ago on the Marketers Cruise.
Yep.
And you are definitely one of the people that stood out because you had a big mission on the cruise. And you want to share a little bit about what that mission was before we kind of dive into the show? Because I thought it was super clever.
I love helping people be able to start leveraging LinkedIn more. If you're a marketer, if you're a business owner, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that LinkedIn has 1 billion members, and it's the only platform that is actually a professional social network. And what I noticed is that many of people that are marketers, they're not really used to using LinkedIn. They think that Facebook is the place or Instagram is the place, but they don't realize that in today's AI-centric world, LinkedIn has so much information about each person that you can learn about them and then train AI on who that person is. And so I was on a mission to give people a voice with artificial intelligence, to use AI and to use LinkedIn properly to help them be able to grow their business. And you know what? I was able to connect with people. I was able to build relationship, and I was able to create community both on the cruise, but also on LinkedIn. So I was so excited that I was able to bring people together in that amazing way.
Yeah, and I think you did like 100 selfie thing, right? Where you wanted to
Yeah.
get 100 selfies with everybody that was part of our group.
I've never met anyone before that was on the, there's 4,000 people on the cruise, but 400 of them was part of our group. And I've never met anyone in real life from the cruise. I've seen people on social media or whatever, but I've never met anyone in real life. So initially I was a little wary, thinking to myself, am I actually going to build any relationships? And I said, you know what? I'm going to set a goal to make 100 selfies. And when I have a conversation with someone, and if I like the person and we connect, I knew that I wasn't able to connect with everyone, but if I can connect with 100 people, that would be very successful. And I ended up walking off the ship with 100 new friends.
Yeah, yeah. And then friendships that keep developing. Like we didn't even do a selfie, Joe. We didn't even do one, but
Okay.
we had dinner together and here we are.
Well, during the dinner, everyone did a selfie, so you're kind of in my selfie. But yes,
Okay,
I get what
group
you're
selfie.
saying. We did a group selfie, definitely, and I'm looking forward to maybe doing a selfie in the 2026 event. Are you going to be there?
Yes, you
Okay,
bet I
I'll
am.
be there as well.
Awesome, awesome. So you are a LinkedIn and AI expert, but I'm sure that wasn't your initial goal in life, right? So
No.
tell me how things evolved to get you into this space.
The famous saying is, if you build it, they will come. I
Yes.
built many websites for people and nobody came. And I had to figure out how to get people to come to a website. And I learned that there's a concept called reverse engineering Google's algorithm, which is SEO. And I became really good at SEO. And I started driving traffic to people's websites. And so I started a company called Ajax Union. I don't know if you knew this, but I have a digital marketing agency called Ajax Union. And so I started this website called Ajax Union. We've serviced over 1,100 clients over the past 15 years. We were actually featured to be one of the fastest private growing companies in America on the Inc. 500. And one of the things that I realized about myself is that I love going deep with people and building relationships. So when I was doing cold calls and I was doing that type of stuff, it didn't really resonate with me. And so networking was naturally the way that I wanted to connect with people. And I started joining many events, and I realized I was afraid of networking. I was afraid of building relationships. I was afraid of going deep. And I did a lot of personal development to really get to know myself. And through that process, I realized the art of networking in person and eventually online. But when Microsoft paid $26.2 billion for LinkedIn, I started to go deeper into LinkedIn, realizing that, hey, LinkedIn's going to become the number one social platform for professionals. And I started really learning it and applying all the things that I learned how to network offline to pick up 6 and 7 figure clients to apply it to LinkedIn. And it worked like a charm. And so people started asking me, Joe, can you teach me how to leverage LinkedIn to get new clients? And so I started a course and a coaching program. When COVID hit, we lost about 75% of our reoccurring revenue in our marketing agency, simply because everybody was just cutting expenses like crazy. Even very successful companies that were doing tens of millions of dollars in revenue Suddenly overnight they had no customers, so they cut marketing right away. And so was sitting there thinking to myself, what am I going to do next? How am I going to keep growing? And I realized all my customers were coming from LinkedIn. So I started training people on how to leverage LinkedIn and creating courses and programs. So I started a new company called Evergreen, and we have the Evergreen networking system. And we teach people how to go from a lurker to an influencer in 15 minutes a day. But many of the people, and over the course of 3 years, we trained 1,000 companies on how to leverage LinkedIn. But many of the people that we trained didn't have the bandwidth or the creativity to do all the things that we would tell them to do. So when ChatGPT came out, I started having a conversation on a beach in Mexico with ChatGPT saying, hey, look, I've been training people, even LinkedIn employees, on how to leverage LinkedIn. I'm really, really good at that. And I have a marketing agency that was featured on the Inc. 500. I have a great team. What do I do next? How do I take things to the next level? They say that you can get anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. So how do I help more people? How do I make a difference for people? And so ChatGPT gave me many ideas. It said start an AI course and teach people how to use AI and start a mastermind. And we started one called the AI Business Development Circle. And then it said create a piece of technology. Create a piece of technology that will be an assistant for people on LinkedIn. And I said, okay, interesting. What would this assistant do? It said, let it help people write comments because you told me that people have a hard time commenting and writing comments on LinkedIn. I said, great idea. What else? Maybe write the posts for them with a hook, main points, call to action, and hashtags like you teach people. And I said, amazing, great idea. And also, people have a trouble replying to messages. Maybe be their assistant and draft replies to their messages. And also maybe help them with the connection note when they want to connect. Don't you teach people about your customizing and connecting and creating context when you're sending a connection note? And I said, absolutely. And I also teach people how to optimize their profile, but they don't always have the right things to say in the headline and the about section. And I teach people to leave recommendations, and they don't always know exactly what to say in the recommendation, so people kind of procrastinate it. So I said, is it easy to build something like this? And it said, yeah, it's relatively easy. You got to hire a developer and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds like a whole nother world. I have no idea how to do it. But with the help of artificial intelligence, I was able to initially put up a survey on LinkedIn. Do you know what a LinkedIn poll is? It's
Yep.
just it's not easy to do, but I did it. And 500 people voted on the poll, and many of them said they were interested in buying this assistant for themselves. And so I made an offer page, and 100 people paid for it before I even built anything. And I realized I was onto something. Now we have 20,000 users in 37 countries around the world. And we're helping them be able to leverage LinkedIn, not just with strategy. We give them a system and technology that will learn their voice and then be able to write comments, posts, messages, and do all the activity they need to do on LinkedIn in less than 15 minutes a day. It's really powerful.
Wow.
That's
That really sounds I'm like, I want it. So how do I sign up? Yeah, so there's so much, right? So a couple of things that I took from that is myself personally, I was Facebook, right? I was in the Facebook camp, and I spent all my time creating actions in pages and well, obviously at one point pages did something, but now they don't. And then groups and just my posts and everything was in Facebook. And then last February, I lost Facebook, like everything gone. 5,000 friends that I was capped out for a couple of years, and all of my assets, my groups. Thank goodness I had an admin in my accounts for my pages and my groups, so I was able to get them back. But I lost everything, including my trust in Facebook. And
oh,
at that point, I had a LinkedIn profile, but I didn't do anything with it. So for the last year, I've been really more intentional with using LinkedIn for recommendations, for connecting with people, like good quality, amazing people. And I've done a few things, but not very
yes,
consistently.
I
And
can see that. I actually
it,
took a look at all your stuff on LinkedIn, FYI.
oh, oops.
No, you're doing good. You're doing. You have 3,475 followers. I can see that. You have your call to action link. You verified your profile. You even leveraged the pronoun hack that allows you to put words like friends, family, and Harleys in your
Yep.
pronoun. So you've done some really incredible things. However, you definitely have room to grow, and I can share some things that you can do. But I want to hear more about like you're moving from Facebook to LinkedIn. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. So I am intentionally trying to do more things on LinkedIn. That is where I'm putting my trust, right? Because when we build our business, we don't want to spend a lot of energy and have something ripped away. And you kind of went through something recently. It kind of like takes the winds out of our sails,
Yeah.
and we start thinking, well, what will happen? Like,
Yeah.
how is this going to affect our business? And so I
Yeah.
feel more confident in using LinkedIn as my preferred tool. Again, there's a lot that I don't know.
There's a lot to learn. I mean, you're pretty
There's a
advanced. You're pretty
lot.
advanced, but what you probably need is a dashboard so that you can recognize, strategize, and prioritize your connections.
Okay.
You probably need to download all your Facebook connections and kind of sync them up with LinkedIn to identify who you're still not connected. You have 1,700 connections on Facebook. We need to put them both into a dashboard, Facebook and LinkedIn, identify who you're connected on Facebook that you're not connected on LinkedIn, who you're connected on LinkedIn that you're not connected on Facebook. So you kind of have that dual purpose thing where, you can, and through Evie AI, we give you this dashboard. We have Evie AI Pro, the pro version of Evie AI, where we give you that dashboard. And we also bundle in $10,000 worth of training now. We're running a promotion. So if somebody is listening to this in their car somewhere or wherever they listen to podcasts and they hear this and they want to get information on the bundle, they could just send the word bundle, BUNDLE, to the number 973-841-8868. That's 973-841-8868. And they'll get the details of this bundle that creates a LinkedIn Connections dashboard and that gives you lots of LinkedIn training, both live, recorded, accountability meetings, posting parties, and so on. But the idea, Christy, is having a strategy. And a strategy sounds really complicated to people, but I like to break it down into 3 Ps. They say there's 2 Ps in a pod. I think there's 3 Ps in a LinkedIn pod.
Okay.
I'll tell you what the 3 Ps are. P number 1 is the plan. You need to have a plan.
Yep.
And there are 3 types of plans that you need to have. You need to have a business plan, a marketing plan, and a LinkedIn plan. But you need to have a plan. A business plan tells you how much revenue you want to generate and where your business is going, like your vision 3 years from now. Your average customer, like how much revenue you're going to generate from your customers and the type of customers you need, all that. Your marketing plan tells you how many leads you need and what a lead would cost and how you're going to get those leads and what your pipeline looks like and all the stuff related to marketing. And then your LinkedIn plan is basically your activity and your support and what you're going to be doing on LinkedIn specifically in order for you to achieve your marketing plan to get to your business plan. So that's the plan. Most people fail to plan. And what's the famous saying? If you fail to plan, you may as well plan to fail. Exactly. So that's the, yes. And then there are 2 other Ps, but go ahead, Christy.
Well, I was going to say, because people, and I will say I've kind of faced this myself, we don't know what to do. So we will listen to an expert or we see what people are doing and we just do things. We think being active is having a business, right? But busyness is not having a business. We have to do things with intention at the right time for the right purpose. Otherwise, we're just wasting our time.
100%. And who wants to waste their time? With time is the only thing in life that we really have that's actually of value. I mean, there's money is replaceable and the value of money keeps going down while the value of time, there's less and less of it, keeps going up. And so could you imagine if you had a dashboard that would save you tons of time with everybody's profile URL and how many mutual connections you had and all that information for each one of your Facebook connections? And then you put it into a dashboard alongside all your LinkedIn connections. And then you had a little AI agent that would do research on each person telling you how you should do business with the person or what they're about or what their other social profiles are. So I already have used Evie AI to grab all of your 1,700 Facebook friends, and they're all in a dashboard ready for you for when you get the bundle. It's done.
Oh,
that was already done. So I prepared for this as a gift. Yeah, literally. In a matter of minutes, I was able to produce that entire list, and I can see every single person that you have as a friend on Facebook, and I can attach it to your LinkedIn, and then I can connect it with you with our AI agent, and you can start doing research on that. But, you really have to focus on having a strategy. And the strategy has 3 Ps. Remember, the first one, do you remember what the first one was? Plan, excellent. The second one is people. Because we don't do business with robots. We don't do business with friends or connections. Or with followers. We do business with people. And so who are the people that you're actually connected to right now? I see that out of all your connections, we do have over 130 mutual connections. Like, for example, Selena Billings and Tevye Brown and Tina Rode and Cheryl Plouffe and Sierra Luick and so many other people that we both know, that we're both connected to, both on LinkedIn and often also on Facebook. And some of them we've met on the cruise, and some of them we've had dinner with and built relationships with. But these are real people. The question I ask, are they ideal clients? That's the question I ask. And of your 3,700 or whatever connections, how many of them are actually ideal prospects for you, ideal clients for you? And so segmenting your connections by the people and understanding there are two different types of people you need to connect to on LinkedIn. You need to connect with people who are ideal clients, and then you need to connect with people who are COIs. Do you know what a COI stands for?
I do not.
It stands for a center of influence.
Okay.
And those are people that are in the position to send you your ideal clients because they work with your ideal clients. So in your case, your ideal client might be an entrepreneur, a business owner, a coach, a consultant that wants to have more purpose in their life, right? That might be one of your ideal customers, avatars, and you can help them be able to find their purpose and be able to have more joy, more freedom in their life. Am I right? Who is your ideal client?
My ideal clients are entrepreneurs that are at 6 figures and they're looking to scale to 7 figures by leveraging their wisdom in a book.
Wow. So entrepreneurs that want to be able to leverage their wisdom in a book and want to be able to grow from 6 figures to 7 figures, maybe to 8 figures, and they're willing to invest in building a scalable, high-impact business that not only drives more income, but also enhances work-life balance and overall joy. And you partner with those who are committed to transforming their expertise into a 7-figure impact business, leveraging strategies like digital storytelling, risk reverse programs to achieve predictable, sustainable growth. That's the idea through a book. That's the idea. And so how many of those people are you currently connected to? That's A. And B, how many of the people that you're connected to work with those people that can become joint venture partners or referral partners? And so that's where the people component is, to really nail in people by the way that we can find them on LinkedIn. Like, for example, search filters. There are particular search filters you can use, and our artificial intelligence will help you come up with the people. Who are the people that you need to be searching for? And then once you know who the people are, then you need to understand the promise. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, people do business with other people they know, like, and trust. And people will trust you if you keep your promises. So what is your promise, and how do you develop a promise that will make people not just want to work with you, but salivate to work with you? And that's messaging. Your promise is your ideal messaging to the people that will help you get to the plan. So the 3 Ps are the people, the plan, and the promise. And the promise is really about figuring out their pains, goals, dreams, and fears, figuring out how you can promise people something that is measurable. So we have an artificial intelligence framework where you fill in information about your target market. It tells you what are their pains, goals, dreams, and fears, but it also creates a metric and messaging and an entire content matrix for you in a matter of just a few seconds that will allow you to be able to have an unlimited amount of content that aligns with your promise to your people to allow you to get to your plan. That's the idea. That's the strategy. That's the first component of 9. We have 9 components, but that's the foundation of everything. The second part of our 9 components is about assets. What are the assets that you need? You need stories. Those are assets. You need a presence, assets. And then you need the right technologies, the right templates, the right systems, the right processes in order for you to have all your assets in order. And we help you with AI to be able to prepare all your assets. Once you have your assets done, your profile's optimized, you have your stories, the posts are formatted correctly, everything is done. You got your templates, your DMs, your sequences, your emails, everything is there. Now you need to start taking action. I call it boomin' because boomin' is a beautiful noise. Boom, in the room, especially if we're on Zoom. The idea is making sure you're taking the right actions. Now, there are 3 results you want from LinkedIn. Number 1, Christy, you want exposure. You want people to see you because people to know you. You want them to see you. They want to recognize. You want to be top of mind with people. That's exposure. Number 2 is what you want credibility because what you want people to trust you. How are you going to have that credibility? And number 3 is you want to get people on the phone to have conversations with them. If someone's going to spend a few $1,000s to get a book with you, probably you got to get them on the phone. So how do you get people on the phone? And so we teach that through our system, and then our AI will help create all the content and all the information to help you be able to achieve that. So how do you get exposure? You post the right way. I've seen some of your posts. You're not necessarily posting in the most efficient way that aligns with the algorithm. It's not bad. It's just not going to get seen, and you're not going to get max exposure. So that's number one, getting exposure. Number two, the second thing that you need is credibility. So how many comments are you leaving every single month, every single week? I recommend that everyone leaves at least 5 comments a day, but leaving 5 comments could be difficult unless you're using AI to draft a comment in your voice. So I'll find like Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, and I'll leave really thoughtful comments on his posts. I don't know if you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, but he's a famous guy, has 5 million followers on LinkedIn. And I'll leave comments on his posts regularly, but I'll use AI to help me draft the comment to make things go faster. And that gives me credibility to his audience because he's a COI for me. His ideal clients are my ideal clients. Same thing with Alex Hormozy, and same thing with all the people in that industry, Seth Godin, whatever. And then finally, the last component is getting people on the phone. And for that, we use direct messaging. We have a system called the greeting, feeding, and meeting system. And this podcast is almost coming to an end, but I want to make sure that people know that there's a lot more support behind this, and a community and accountability and frameworks and checklists and cheat sheets and scripts and software and processes. And if you learn how to use this stuff and you get all the processes and the dashboards, you're going to be successful. You're going to get on 5 conversations every single day, which ultimately will help people generate over $100,000 a year in new profit from LinkedIn.
Great. Awesome. Well, it sounds like you've got the tool that's got it all figured out to expedite our results and make sure we're efficient with our plan, connecting with people and making sure the promise is in alignment. But what about the person right now that's maybe just getting started and they want to ease into something, right? Like they want to just start doing something. So what would be the number one activity that you feel that they should do consistently to give them the best ROI in their LinkedIn activities?
Well, the first thing is you need to expand your network. The average person only has 440 connections on LinkedIn, and the average CEO has 930 connections. So you're way above average, Christy. People need to start expanding their connections. You can only have 30,000 connections on LinkedIn, and every connection on LinkedIn actually becomes a follower, which is truly impressive, and a lot of people don't even realize that. But having more connections and having more followers is the number one thing if you're starting out to have. Even if you haven't started out yet, that's what I would recommend that everybody do. Start adding more connections. You can only add 100 per week, which is 5,000 a year, but start with sending out connections to people that are the right people. And if you need help figuring out who the right people are, our artificial intelligence can tell you exactly who the right people are for you. So making sure that you're doing that. The second thing you want to do is you want to measure how many conversations you're having each day. Even if you're starting out, the most important thing that you need to do is start having conversations with people. And if you're not having enough conversations and you're hiding behind a LinkedIn profile or behind a LinkedIn post or behind a marketing strategy, it's not going to work. You need to have conversations. Conversations is key to success. So those are the 2 things I would give.
So conversations in threads or private?
No, phone conversation. You got to get people on the phone. There's no such thing as conversations in threads or not conversations, just noise. You need to get people on the phone. Just like me and you are talking right now, phone, Zoom, WhatsApp, whatever. You need to have these one-on-one conversations with people to get to know them, to learn about them. You know, I looked at your profile. I wasn't 100% sure that you help people with books, but now I know for sure because we talked and you told me. And if I meet an entrepreneur that's doing 6 figures and wants to get to 7 figures with a book, Christy Ruffino, she's the one. I know. I'm going to refer you.
Perfect. That is really great. So you have a free resource. We love to be able to add more and more valuable items to our gift vault. And you've got an amazing resource that you're going to share with our audience. So do you want to talk about what that is?
Yeah, so I have this organization called Evergreen that I mentioned earlier. It's one of my businesses, and we do both LinkedIn training and AI training. And through our AI training, we have something called the Mastermind, the Business Development Circle, that meets once a month for 3 hours. And we actually have a video that's a 3-hour video. It's like an example session. And if you want access to the video, you could just go to evergreen.com/AI circle. And of course, Christy's going to put it in the show notes. So make sure to go check out the show notes. And you go watch that video and you're going to get tons of information on how to use AI to grow your business. And of course, I also offered you guys the bundle, which I told you can send the word bundle to 973-841-8868. And just let me know that you came from Christy because Christy's an affiliate of mine and she will get compensated when you guys decide to sign up to stuff. But I do appreciate the fact that I can give out these free gifts to people and give them tons of resources and tons of information, because I believe that the secret to living, Christy, is giving.
Yes. Yes. So good. So how long is this bundle available?
Well, this bundle's available for a limited time only. So from
Okay.
when this podcast is going to be published, probably another 30 days, and we
Okay.
will be doubling the price. We're giving a very, very, very discounted price on it. So make sure that you sign up as soon as you get it.
Okay, so we won't be able to put that in our vault, but anybody that's listening today can go ahead and take advantage of that. So we'll make sure that that number gets put in the show notes without going to the vault. So anybody that checks this out can have that access in case they're driving and they didn't write it down. Don't worry, we've got you covered. And so we'll make sure that's in the show notes. All right. Well, any final words, Joe, that you want to share with our audience today before we wrap it up?
I just want to encourage people and let you know that you can get anything you want from your relationships. That's really the key. Anything you want in life is available to you if you just learn to build the right relationships. Your
Mm.
network truly is your net worth. And so take it seriously. Building relationships is not something that comes naturally to people. Most people, they're born, they're just given unconditional love. And that's not how the world works in reality. You have to be a giver. You have to get out there and you have to find people and connect with people. And every person, including your mother, was once a stranger to you. And you had to build a relationship with them and connect with them and get to know them. And so realize that your next opportunity might not be from the people that you already know. It might be from the people that you're going to meet. And so be open to the universe to send you those gifts and connect with people openly. And ask people the following question: how can I add value to your life? And if you can help enough people get what they want, you can literally get anything in life. So thank you for having me on the program. Thank you for being such a giver. And I look forward to working with you over the course of the next year.
I've got one more question for you. Don't go away. You're not letting you go yet. If you can be a superhero, what superhero would you be? Any superhero, who would you want to be?
I would be Mojo Joe. I would be
Mojo
Mojo Joe, the
Joe.
one who lights people up, the one who connects with people and doesn't judge people. I would be the superhero that treats every single human being like they're the king or the queen of the world and listens to them and connects with them deeply. And his superpower is to heal them from anything that they have issues with and gives them the
Ooh,
right strategies, the right ideas, and the right connections. Mojo Joe.
I love that. Did you make that up or is that a real superhero?
It's a real superhero. I live it every
Oh,
day.
oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Good, good, good for you. All right. So I want to just thank you so much. This was so much fun. And I would love to have you come back another time. And for my audience, I want to thank you for being with us today and hang around to the end. Head over to the Give Vault. You'll be able to get Joe's training and check out the show notes for his special bundle. So other than that, I want to just thank everybody. We'll see you next week. Excuse me, on the Mastery Unleashed podcast. All right, bye-bye for now. Okay, lost my voice at the end there. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing it. I really appreciate you having me on your show. What did
Oh.
you love most about my presentation?
um, I like that you basically shared real time data. Like
Yeah.
not that it was my profile, but if you would have pulled up somebody else's, it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
just real time data, you were able to kind of look at it and basically share stuff that people can relate with. I think that was really cool.
And that's one of the ways that I really stand out when I do live workshops and presentations. And I'd love to do a workshop for your authors and for your business owners and your prospects where
Yeah.
teaching them how to use and sharing my screen and just, I'm the type of guy that doesn't use slides. I could use slides and I have many slides that I've created, but I move
Right.
from like slides to real-time stuff and I just basically just add value to people's life in that way. And so if you want to do a workshop for your audience and show them how to be able to do things that are very, very informative and actionable,
Yeah.
I'm happy to do a workshop with you. And if anyone decides to sign up to the bundle or something like that from the workshop, obviously I'll pay you 20% for that. So if it's something that you decide that you want to do, just hit me up, let me know that you want to do it. And it could be me just giving you advice and maybe 50 people watching. That's the idea.
Yep. So here's what we do. So Tom Matson is my business partner.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that. So he has his 7-figure